I'm Doug.
I'm Mike.
I'm Miles.
That's Pickles Cage. And we're the Gutter Daisies.
We're hanging with Rob on Front Row Live.
Oh, yeah.
You guys just dropped a new single recently, Celebrity Suicide.
Yep.
That's been on repeat for sure. Like, talk to me about the creative process behind this track, and like, why did you guys feel like this was the right track to kick off 2020?
Oh, man. I think it was probably one of the first ones we wrote after we released our first EP, Social Insecurity, that we really kind of felt like we were digging more into our sound and kind of who we wanted to be and what we wanted to say. And just the way it came about, writing that song, it kind of came from, a pretty tragic death of a celebrity. And I saw just a lot of people that were grieving on social media, which, it's a great outlet for that. And that's why, it's there sometimes. But I also kind of noticed that it was starting to be done in a little bit of a way that didn't seem like it was about the tragedy. It was more about, let me post this selfie of myself that was photoshopped, that I'd spent 15 minutes getting the perfect lighting. Right. And then I'll take a picture smiling with the wind blowing in my hair and then while eating grapes from a tree and post something about the tragedy that had nothing to do with the picture. And there was a big detachment. I was like, wait a second, this is starting to turn into a game of likes. Let me just use this. Let me exploit this just so I can kind of hop on the bandwagon. And I didn't like it. I mean, I'm already not a huge fan of social media to begin with because I think it just causes a lot of anxiety and depression and all that kind of stuff. And especially, nowadays. So we kind of wrote that song, and it's one of those that just came out, which to me is always the best when you don't have to think too much about something and it just kind of pours out of you. So we kind of kicked that off. I think we made that the first one because that was the first one of these new batch of songs that we did. And again, we felt it had a deeper meaning than some of the other ones that we were writing at the moment. Yeah.
I feel like it's an evolution from the previous material that you guys did, even though it was like right after the EP. Like, how much of an evolution do you guys feel like this track was? And was this something that you guys kind of felt it as you guys were recording it?
Well, I mean, the first EP that we came out with was very raw. 'Cause it was the first attempt that we did. It was like, and the whole band started on let's just do something that's just fun for all of us. And I feel like we had a lot of just like raw energy that came out on that first EP. The second attempt is like, it's like, well, what do we want to say? Like, what is this band about? What's the like, what vibe are we going for here? And I feel like when we hit on that song, it was kind of like that. It was like an aha moment of like, oh, this is great. This is good. This says something, but we're like, but we're still the Gutter Daisies. It's still a little bit tongue in cheek, and we don't take ourselves too seriously.
Right. And talk to me about like the creative process, like in the studio when you guys get together and start to, record the tracks. Like, what is that process that you guys have? Like, you're a producer, so you're producing the songs that you guys are creating, but what's the process for you guys, especially like drums, for example?
I mean, we spend a lot of time with our songs before we go into the studio. So by the time we get there, we've been playing these together, the three of us, and singing them and everything for a long time. So when we get there, we have a very good, clear idea of what we're doing and what's going to happen. But there's always that kind of, when you have a good producer in the room, or just when the juices are flowing, the creative juices are flowing, there's always new ideas that come up, and let's also track this guitar and put like a weird reverb on it and use this amp with the crackling noise because it's kind of broken or something. Right. We do a lot of weird things like that to really bring out the sound that you hear in like Celebrity Suicide, and that are the sound you're going to hear in some of the songs that are going to come out later on in the year too. Yeah. So,
and in the beginning of that song, we actually took a Snickers bar and plugged it into a potato, and that's how we got the guitar.
Great.
Nothing is out of bounds.
Nothing. We take chances.
Always. Wait. Oh, just wait. Yeah. Oh no, there's nothing else there. Sorry. I don't.
Hello.
It's important to experiment with stuff like that because, I mean, as a three-piece band, it's really simple. It's bass, drums, guitar, and so sometimes just like getting like a good guitar tone, good bass tone, and then just laying all three of them together. It sounds good, but it's like, is that really enough? It's like let's dig a little bit deeper, and I feel like that's what Mike was really like speaking to there. It's just like we were able to on these newest songs or these newer songs, just kind of like dig deeper and be like, well, this bass sounds good, but like, how can we take it to the next level? What's like a pedal that we can like throw on it that's just like, oh my god, this is ripping my face off. Yeah, exactly. And I feel like we did a lot of that, and that's what I look forward to releasing like this year. Just a lot more of that.
And it's cool that you kind of mentioned that because I've been a big fan of your live show. And you know, when you get on stage with your bass, like you just annihilate the stage in a sense. And I feel like this band and the music that I've heard on for this band like is like perfect for that kind of live show. Did you kind of change the way that you perform for this at all?
I mean, I would say that this band is probably like the purest iteration of all the things that I'm doing right now. It's very like when this band happened, it was all very genuine. Everything that each and every one of us does in this band is like, I'd like to believe that it's just like, for me, this is just like what I love to do the most. And so the way I am on stage is just like, it's just what happens when I play these songs. Right. It's not really like I had to adapt my playing. Coming from like a pop punk background in the beginning, this was just kind of like, oh, this is home. And how can I make this new and different? And when you have people that you're so excited to play with, you know, pop punk's been around for a while, but when you're really having fun with people, it's like you find ways to make everything cool and new again, like every time. Right. Yeah.
Now, for the two of you, you guys have been in like numerous bands as well. You've also had like so many like big writing credits with like different genres as well, from like the pop world to like even this, I guess you could say the screamo world in a sense. You know, and then you know what you're doing now. So like, how did you guys kind of, you know, all those experiences that you guys had, how did that kind of help you guys create this project and this sound?
Well, Mike and I we were playing in a band together back in New Jersey, where we're originally from, and you know, I moved out here to pursue writing and producing as well, right. And we kind of, and this also kind of has to do with a little bit what Miles said as well. When we originally started playing together again after Mike had moved out and we met Miles, it was really just to, what can we do that's gonna, what could be on the radio, you know, what could be on Spotify, Top 40, whatever. It wasn't really, let's just play for fun. There was an agenda. Right. And we kind of grew tired of it because we didn't feel like it was coming from a genuine place. And I'm kind of really grateful that we did that because, you know, I played in bands most of my life. That's kind of, and I always had one intention, which was, all right, we got to get to the highest point possible. Right. I mean, of course, there was a genuine place that it came from, but it was always success. You know, it was never, I'm just going to play for a hobby. That was never a thing for me. Right. And when we started this band, we were kind of, I think all of us were kind of in a weird, shitty, if I can say, shit, okay, cool. Shitty, a really shitty time period. We were, yeah, bikes. You know, Miles can say shit. Yeah. Shit.
Put the hard T on it.
Yeah, dude.
Shit.
Right. Okay, cool. Thanks,
right,
Thank you.
We
were going through a rough time, and we kind of had stopped jamming a little bit and focusing on what we were doing, and I kind of wanted to start playing again because, yeah, I was writing and producing for a lot of other people, and I remembered, wait a second, part of me is forgetting why I'm here, and I realized, oh, because I'm not doing it for me, and that's always the most important thing. And I hit the mom like, yo, you guys just want to like jam in a fucking garage or in a rehearsal space and not care what we write or who hears it or if we do anything with it. Let's just jam. Let's just play for no one but us, for like basement ears only. And I think because it came from the most genuine place it possibly could, which was no intention, just to be us in a room and not worry about being judged by the public, which, you know, it happens all the time. That's what got us so excited about it. And also being in a three-piece, I've never been in a three-piece before, actually. And being in a three-piece to me is, it's been my favorite so far because everyone is so responsible for what they're doing. And if one person messes up or whatever, like, you know, it's there. Like you can't not hear it. Right. So the fact that we all know that, and we also trust each other so much, it just, I don't know. I feel like it kind of binds us together a little bit more. It's like we know we have each other's backs when we get on stage, and we don't have to worry. Like I don't worry. The one thing I worry about the most is me. I know I don't have to worry about them because they kick ass on stage.
You're making them blush, dude.
Yeah.
Well, it's just a shirt.
So did I answer your question at all?
You definitely did.
On a tangent. I was like, wait a second, I'm speaking in words. Do not.
It's all genuine. It's cool.
Okay, cool.
So you mentioned earlier a batch of music like that we would eventually be hearing. I actually was fortunate to listen to those songs, and you know, like I'm loving what you guys are creating. I have a couple favorites from that batch. But what can we expect from that batch? Like what what is that? What is that going to be? Is that going to be a body of work? Is that like a singles game you guys are doing?
Hopefully, eventually, all of it. But yeah, and I mean, this day and age, it's like you want to keep momentum going. And I think if you release something in a big, group this time in this day and age, it takes the focus off of some of the other songs in there, and sometimes it's better to plan in advance. Like, okay, well, we have this song, we have this great music video, and then we're gonna do something else. We're gonna do another song or do another video, and then just kind of keep things going. And because we have so many songs that we like so much, we want each song to kind of get like a little bit of a spotlight, rather than just kind of be like, oh my God, here's an album, cool. High five. All right, let's see what happens. Damn.
But I'm sure you guys, had so many other tracks that you guys created and recorded. But you guys chose this specific batch. Like, what is it about them that you guys feel like this is what needs to go out and be heard?
Honestly, we recorded the new songs with Mike Pepe, who you also know. He's a great dude, one of our best friends, and we recorded these. A decent amount of time ago, not too long ago, but we kind of held on to them for a while because we were just so excited about them. And we really felt like we came into our own as a band and progressed. And again, found who we felt it felt like we were starting to realize who we felt we should be, if that makes sense. Cause I feel like, it takes a while to figure it out. And, you're always progressing and growing and stuff like that. But at this point, I'm like, cool, we hit something here. And we have recorded other songs, but we feel like these should have the light first. And then, it's a natural progression as well. Yeah. People can hear the progression of us as a band instead of giving them something that we wrote 2 days ago. It's going to be different from something we wrote, 6 months ago or a year ago.
Right. Now, with Celebrity Suicide, you guys are currently working on a video for that. And then after that video, like, can fans expect like more live shows, maybe even like a small kind of tour? Like, what are the plans for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, we've got stuff coming out all year. Basically, we're hitting it hard in 2020. I mean, after the music video for Celebrity Suicide, which is the next thing that we're coming out with, we're gonna be coming out with another single, and we're more than likely gonna do a music video for that, and we're definitely planning on playing, at least a couple shows a month, depending on we're gonna try to play. We're gonna be playing our LA venues, but we're also trying to branch out a little bit more. We did last year we did an awesome tour with a band called Dog Party, and we got to travel up to like Northern California and went through Oregon and Washington and played in all these places that we hadn't before, and it was really cool because it was all fresh faces. They'd never seen us. They were hearing these songs for the first time, and we really expanded our fan base. So I think that's a big thing this year too. We've got a lot more music coming out, a lot of good shows, and we're trying to get to some new places and make some new friends. So yeah.
Congratulations with the music. I can't wait to catch a live show. I wasn't able to catch it last time, but definitely looking forward to it.
I wasn't there either. So
damn.
On that topic, our next one is going to be on February 19th at The Resident. That's a new place that we haven't played there yet, so that's going to be nice. We're playing for the Johnny Stranger album release show, so that's going to be really cool. They're having us on that. So yeah, if you want to come out, Resident, February 19th.
Sounds good, guys. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me. You guys be sure to check out the Gutter Daisies. New single, Celebrity Suicide, is out now. Thanks for watching on Front Row Live.